Alright, so the next thing is we will learn how to create a page completely from scratch using Notion. So you can work with pages that you have as templates like I've explained, or you can create a very fresh page by coming to add a page over here, or you can come to new page over here down here. One thing with Notion is you can do the same thing using very different ways. So you can say add a page, or you can come to a new page and then you can give it a title. Then you can go ahead and give your page a title. For example, in my own case, I want to design a page for my club, Toastmasters Club, Kinta Valley Toastmasters Club. So you can go ahead and use from templates, or you want an empty page with icon, you can go ahead, or you can an empty page if you want an empty page, or if you want a template, you can go ahead and work with templates, or you can import something. You can import a page, or you can import a media. You can go ahead and do all that from here. You can add tables, you can have boards, you can have lists, and you can add timelines and calendar and gallery and many more things. Okay, but for now I want to just add this, and as you hover over this title, you will be able to see add an icon. So you can add an icon, and you can add a cover, you can add comments. So for now, let's add an icon. You can just click on this, and this is the first default icon that comes in, but this doesn't represent what I want to work with. So I can go ahead and choose from the list of items that I have from emojis if I want, or you can check on the different icons also from here if you want to choose from any of them, or you can use custom icon. What I use mostly is the custom icon, and if you want to choose from custom, it's recommended that the dimension that you're going to use should be 280 by 280 pixels. You can get that from other platforms like Canva, or if you are using Photoshop to design your icon, you can get that also from here. You can easily customize and get it. Another key restriction is that your uploads, you have to remember it must not be more than 5 megabytes. So if you want to do custom, you can just go ahead and upload the logo that you have or the icon that you have. In my own case, I have a logo that I've prepared for my Toastmasters Club. Let me show you basically where it is. So I have a logo that I have just prepared. You can see it over here. I have this logo, Toastmasters International. I got the dimension from Canva, and I have this small banner that I want to add. Maybe later I will show you how to add the banner, but I have these two media just to support my own page creation. You can just go ahead and do the same thing on your own as well if you want. If you want to create that same platform, you can come to, if you want to create that same icon, you can come to canva.com and you can go ahead and select anything. I made a complete video on how to use Canva platform. I'll put the link in the description if you want to learn about it. You can come ahead and go ahead and say custom size. You can just go ahead and put the width and the height, like we've just, is 280 by 280, the one that we just created, pixels. So you can just go ahead and specify, and you can see it over here. This is the icon size. So you can just go ahead and import whatever you have. In my own case, I've uploaded the Toastmaster logo. You can just drag and drop it, and then I can customize it. I can just drag it to fill up the spaces, so I can just make sure I have everything intact. So you can just centralize it, and I have my logo set up everything as my own icon, so I can just go ahead and download it. That's what I just did. In the other second case, I just go ahead and proceeded and just select a banner, which I just customize and just give the name Intervalley Toastmasters Club. And then I just added this image, which you can add from images as well. You can just go ahead from your elements. You can just type public speaking. You can just search public speaking, and you can just go ahead and search for photos. You can search for it directly. And the picture I used, you can see it over here. Just drag it and drop it is what I just did. And you fill up this space and just put in everything here, and you just go ahead and download. And that's what I did. So I have my own icon. So I'll just go ahead and upload it. Just select upload file and come over here. Navigate to wherever I have it saved. I have it here. You can see TM logo. You can just select it, and you can see it uploading right now. Okay, so right now it has uploaded my icon. You can see it very well professionally done. Toastmasters International. You can see how the sizing fits perfectly. Next, I want to add a cover. You can just click and add a cover. You can see by default it added the cover that is available, but then I don't want to use this cover because what I want to do, designing the page I'm designing is related to public speaking, and this page is not related to public speaking at all. So I can change the cover from here. You can just go ahead and select from the color gradient that we have over here, or you can check out others. You can check out from the series of pictures that you see over here, the one that you think fits to what you have or what you are trying to do. You can just go ahead and select it. or if you have a particular link that you want to link up, you can select that link and that image will be brought in over here. Or you can check on Splash. On Splash is a very free to use platform that you have royalty free images that you can easily use. You can search also from here public speaking, or you can choose from any of the images that you have. For example, you can choose from any one of them, okay, and just go ahead and just upload. Assuming you want to take something like this, and I think it can make some sense if you try to adjust. And you can see it's been added, and this is somehow related to public speaking. But then you have to adjust, reposition the image so that you can have the image of the speaker, something like this. I think here is a bit better so you can see the audience. I think this is kind of looks powerful and nice. But then if this is not what you want, you can save the position after you reposition it accordingly, or you can cancel and then you can change the cover. In my own case, I don't want to use on Splash. I want to upload. I have another prepared background that I have just prepared banner that I have just prepared, so you can just go ahead and upload it. You can say this is the banner that I have just prepared. You can just select OK, and you can see it over here. It is being uploaded. All right, so you can see it being uploaded. You can reposition by clicking on reposition, and you can just readjust so you have everywhere captured. This is public speaking, like I said, and it can fit in perfectly just like so. So once you have it set to the exact direction that you want, you can just go ahead and save position, and you can move on to continue with other things. So right now we've just done the banner, and then we've added an icon, and I think this is looking much more better and professional. So you can go ahead, and if you want, you can start from template like I've explained, or you can start from an empty page with an icon. So you can go ahead and say, let's start with an empty page and customize them accordingly. So whatever we have. So one thing you should pay attention to in Notion is you can go ahead and click on this plot sign. If you want to add a block, you can click here and you have the option to add the block by just navigating. You can see all sort of blocks, from text to pages to to-do lists to headings, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. And one very good thing about Notion is that you will be able at any given point to see the preview of what you're trying to add on the other side. Okay, so like text, if we talk about text, you will see the preview on the side over here. As you hover over it, you can see pages. If we talk about page, you'll be able to see the content of a simple page. You can embed a page. Talk about to-do lists, you'll be able to see, and you can check off to-do lists, and then you can see how you can arrange them. Just have to see a sample of it. And heading 1s, you can see heading 1, heading 2, what it means and the sizes. Okay, the preview. Heading 3, this is how heading 3 is going to be. You can have tables, and you can have bulleted lists, numbered lists, and you can have toggles as well, and you can have quotes also if you want to add a quote. And then you can have link page, link to a page, call outs, images. You can invite or you can insert images at any given point, videos, webmark, audio. You can see a number of features and that you can easily bring into your page. So you can check out the table view, board view. You can check out all these as databases. Later we'll talk about in detail how to add database and some of these key features. So for now, if you want to get to it, you can check it from the plus side, or you can use the / command to be able to have access to all that as well. So you can click on the / on your computer and you'll be able to have access to all of those features that we just highlighted. So you can just go ahead and select any. So for now, let's say we want to talk about Kintabari Tools Classes Club, or we want to add a simple text over here. So you can click to add text. Welcome to Kintabari Tools Classes Club. We do conduct our meetings on the 1st and 3rd Thursdays of every month. Okay, so the next one, you can hit an enter. And if you want to add another thing, you can just click on the / and you can add something. So let's say we want to add a heading 1, for example, meeting dates for February and March. For the month of February and March, you can add the meeting dates. So down here, you can have some to-do lists. For example, you can situate them in to-do form. So you can just click on the / again, and then you can add to-dos. The first one might be, it's the 2nd, like I've explained, 2nd of February, 2023. And then when you hit on enter, it will give you another to-do list. So before then, maybe we can separate and have the March and then the February and then the March list separate. So we can press on the / and we can add the heading 2. For example, you want to add, this is the February meeting, and then you have this first one, and then you can add another one, usually 2nd and then 16th. The next one is we can hit and enter, and because we don't want to We have 2 meetings a month. Next, we can add the February meeting. So we can just go ahead, click on the / and then say heading 2 as well. And then we can say March meeting, hit on enter, and then we can add the to-do lists. So this one is going to be on the 2nd of March as well. And then we have another one on 16th of March. All right, so this does it for the 2 meetings. Okay, we have 2 meetings, and then we can go ahead and say we want to add another thing. For example, the next one can be something like, so the next one we can add something like meeting roles explained. So in any Toastmasters meeting, we have role players. Okay, the roles are very basic and they have explanations. So I want to add in the very basic roles and how we can and how they are being explained over here. So let's say we have to add another heading 2. So we click on the / and then you can go ahead and add heading 2. So let's call this meeting roles explained. And then you can come down over here and then we can add the roles. So the first one is we may add simple to-dos. We may have the option to add to-dos, or we may add lists. Okay, you can put them in lists. So you can go ahead and click the / and you can have list view. You can add them in lists, or you can add them in tables. For example, we can add the timer, you can have the Toastmaster, you can have the hour counter, and then we can have the table topics master, and then we can have the table topics, and then we have the general evaluator. These are toggles. So under the timer, under any role, you can click on any of the roles, and once you click on anything you have the option to put in all of these. You can check out the toggle list. You can check and change it. If you don't want it to be a toggle list, you can change it to be a page, or you can change it to be a text, or you can change it to be normal heading or 2 columns. You can make it as you so wish, or you can go ahead and link it to a page. For example, this timer, I may want to add a link to it. Maybe once you click on this, you'll be able to be linked outside of this. Maybe there's a link explaining the role of the timer. Or if you want to add a comment, you are working with a team, you want to add a comment for someone to be able to add something, some details to this, you can add a comment. You can bold this, you can italize, you can underline. These are very basic text features that you can add. You can serve this as a code. You can write an equation to it. You can create an equation with this. You can check out the different kind of coloration. You can add different color to this. And you can go ahead and tag people from here. You can mention a person directly with this @ sign, or you can come to these 3 dots and have other different features also that you can add from here. You can delete, you can duplicate, you can turn into something, turn it into a quote, turn it into a text, or you can turn it into a page within these various sub pages. You can copy the link to a blog, or you can move this particular text to somewhere. You can just go ahead and move it to another page or to another content. You can put a comment like we've explained, or you can add colors depending on what you want. And basically for the timing role, you can just click on the small toggle, and you may want to put the timing detail over here. So what does the timer do? Okay, so basically the timer, what it does is you can just click and put in this text. One of the skills of Toastmasters practice is expressing a thought within a specific time. The timer is responsible for monitoring time for each meeting segment. As timer, you have other things, but then if you want to see more details on this, you can go ahead and click on something, or click on the timer. But this is just basic, so this is very basic about the timer. So you can click on the toggle and you may not see anything. So if you click over here, you'll be able to see the details of a timer. And let's check out the details. Let's add the details of an hour counter as well. Okay, so as the hour counter, here is your role. Okay, the hour counter position is to note any overused words or filler sounds, such as the crutch sound, such as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. What may be inappropriate interjunctions, such as and, well, but, so, and something like that. So these are just very basic roles. You can see all of them, and you can just to show you how to use a toggle feature. Okay, so you can toggle this. So you have 2 features that you've just added. You can add all the description of all the other features accordingly. And if you want to make anyone to serve as a link, you can just select it. You can go ahead and link it to something. For example, the role of a general evaluator, we can link it up to a link that you can click to go to within the Toastmasters website. So we'll click on link, and we can just add the page, select it, click on link, and you can paste in the page. Okay, so assuming this is the page, we hit on enter, and this goes to that particular page. So anytime you click on this, it's going to take you to the page explaining the role of a general evaluator in a Toastmasters meeting. So this is taking you outside of our page, now into the Toastmasters page. You can see the general evaluator, you can see the roles over here, and this brought us directly from the page that we're working on. So this is the role of a general evaluator. All right, so these are the pages, these are the roles, the role players. The next that we may add, and mind you, if you hover over any of the tasks that you've added, you can move them accordingly. You can interchange position from these 6 dots, for example. You can just click and move them accordingly. You can change position by just coming to the 6 dots, drag and drop somewhere. You can see as you're moving, you can bring it to the top. You can see you can drop, you can move them accordingly. You can reshuffle on any of them. Here also you can reshuffle, make the first one the second one the first, and the second the first, just like so. So you can play around with all this as you so wish. So assuming in our own first case, you know, the meeting of the 2nd February has just been carried out. So in part of this to do, we can just check it off. And to check it off, we just click on this box and you can see it has struck through it that this meeting had been concluded. The next meeting, the upcoming meeting, is on the 16th of February 2023. Now the next thing I want to quickly add is the meeting speakers detail. Okay, and I want to do this in a tabular form. So to add table to this, all you need to do is to press on the /. You can look for table, or you can just go ahead and search for the letter T over here. You can just click on table, and you can see right now it has given you a table that is 2 columns by 2 rows. You can add the number of rows by hovering over to the edge of it and click on this plus sign. You can add many more details, many more number of rows. And you can add the same column by coming to the bottom over here. Hovering to the bottom, you can click on this plus sign and you can see you've added a number of other rows as well. So let's say we can give details like speaker 1, and we can give the name, we can have pathway, we can have level, we can have project title, and then we can have the speech date. So if you like, you can select all these and come over to options over here and click on this option, and you'll be able to make it a header row. Okay, so you enable the header row and it's going to bold it a little bit. And if you want to have a header column as well, you can enable this. So you have a header row and you have a header column. You can see they've been separated. So you can have speaker 1, speaker 2, and so on, speaker 3, and so on. So you have multiple speakers. You can just arrange them accordingly. So each speaker can put in his name, his pathway program that he's doing, and the level, the project title, and the speech date. So you can just have, you can readjust the sizes also of the cells over here by just selecting, dragging, and dropping. You can just keep dragging to extend, and then you can drag, move around very easily. You can do the same on the columns as well. So this is basically how to create a page. You can see we've just created our own simple page. It's just a Toastmasters Club page. It's very simple, but then the idea is for you to get the idea how to bring in a page, how to create a simple page, and to add it to your Notion workspace. So you can see it right now, we've created this page. And you can see you can just navigate around and you can see the content of it. And if you want to add any given page, you can easily add a page within a page if you want. For example, if you want to add, let's say we want to add the fill the form over here, or let's say registration link, registration. So you can select the whole page, just double click to select the page, and it will come all the way here. And the text, select all the text, and then you can come all the way here and make it a page. Okay. So you can see it is now a page. When you click on it, you can now be able to have the details of the registration. For example, you just want to have a simple registration, just filling simple details about yourself. Maybe you can just have it in tabular form. You can just click, or you can click on the /, and you can have table or something like that. You can just put in the name and pathways. You can put as many details as you want, and you can add as many features as you want on this very page. But at any given point, you can come back to the main page and you can continue with your work over there. So once you click on registration page, it will take someone to the registration link where it's going to be the registration page where he's going to input his details. But for now, for the very basic, this is how to create a page using Notion. That does it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.